Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. This morning we are out at Turkey Run State Park out here in Park County, Indiana, where we're going to attempt to take a picture at sunrise of this little beauty right here behind me, which is called the Narrows Covered Bridge. Built in 1882, as you can see. This is a real nice spot. Don't get out here very often, but whenever I can, I give it a shot. Pretty icy this morning, although compared to other mornings that we've been out here recently, this is pretty warm. Well, there's a little bit of slip there, but it's pretty warm compared to what it has been. It's about 24 degrees, as opposed to like 9, I think it was the last time we were out. We're going to walk around here, see if we can find a composition. This morning as the sun's coming up over here behind us, hopefully we can find something. If you ever wonder what it was like inside of a covered bridge, this will give you a chance to take a look. Pretty dark actually, but stay tuned. All right, so how do we go about taking an image or finding a composition, especially of a covered bridge like this where there's not really a lot of options? And we're here, this is the end of February, so everything for the most part is just brown. There's no leaves on the trees, not much of anything. The sun is very much to the south. The bridge faces more to the north. The right side to take this image, really, as the sun comes up, would be on the opposite side. The problem is this is no longer an active bridge. So you have a bridge right behind it that basically makes it pretty difficult to get a good image at sunrise from the other side. So this is a pretty difficult composition and what to do. And when you're doing this stuff, trying to come up with a composition, there's a lot of stuff going on, where you, again, rule of thirds, you want to have something good in your foreground, you want to use leading lines, they're all important, every single one of them. Sometimes not all those options are available to you, so you have to improvise. All right, in this particular case, there's really nothing interesting, as an individual foreground element. What you can do is you can use the rocks that run through here as a leading line. The river coming through allows you to at least have some sort of leading line coming up to the bridge. There's not really anything interesting in the sky at this point. So you're forced to use a leading line, and come up with a composition that looks good to you. And I can't really stress enough, make sure whatever images you're taking look good to you. I mean, first and foremost, make sure they look good to you. All right, beyond that, try to follow and practice all the things. Some sort of an image that's good in the foreground, something that's going to lead into the next thing or the subject, or something that's going to make every element within the image, interesting. All right, it's difficult to do, especially in western Indiana, where you don't really have a lot to shoot. There's not a lot of big gigantic scenes. There's not a lot of interesting sky. Especially this time of year where there's really not much of anything to look at. Now there's a little bit of ice over here along the river, and a little bit of snow on the other side of the bridge, but it's not really, the most interesting place in the world to shoot or photograph. And for the bulk of us, we have where we live. We don't live in big exciting places, so we got to get out and try to find places that we like, and places where we can get an image that we're really happy with. And this is really one of those places. It is, Turkey Run State Park is arguably the best of all the state parks in the state of Indiana. If it's not number one, it's number two. The other one will be Brown County. Hopefully later this year in the fall we'll get down there, because in the fall, Brown County State Park is just spectacular. The colors are incredible. But at this point, we're at a time of year where it's difficult, and you just do the best you can with what you got. And again, for the bulk of us that are out there, we don't live in these big exciting places, and we got to find images like this one where we can take it, be happy with it, and and try to practice to get better. So I'm going to take a couple images here. We'll talk a little bit more here in a couple minutes. I'll also take, and I'll give you a little bit of a explanation here of the image I'm taking. So hold on. All right, so here we are, down here. Let's take a look here as you turn your camera around here so you can kind of see. This is what I'm looking at. All right, using the rocks. You can see the back of my camera. All right, I'm using the rocks as a leading line. Probably should brighten that up a little bit, maybe make it to where you can at least see it a little better. All right, using the rocks as a leading line. Taking you to the bridge, you can tell there's really not much of anything above it. Too early, I guess, for the sun to be peeking out. And it's no clouds in the sky, which is typical for what I've been running into. Although this morning, I have to admit, I knew the weather forecast and knew that we were, not going to have much of a sky, but it didn't change me or detract me from coming out. So again, we're shooting this image basically at f11, ISO 100, a quarter of a second, 2-second delay, and we'll see, here what we get, and you can take a look. It's a little dark on the back of my camera because I'm shooting it a little underexposed, all right, but it doesn't look too bad. I mean, once we get it into Lightroom and work on it, it'll look a heck of a lot better than what you see there on the back of the camera. We'll lighten it up a little bit and try to bring out some of the colors and contrast and what we see here. But a difficult place to shoot. Now, one other thing you want to think about when you come with something in mind, something you're trying to shoot, don't be afraid, to look around and look even, behind you. So if you take a look here behind me, you can see, how the river goes down, all right, but it kind of breaks off. If we could get a little bit of color on the trees or some light on the trees or something here in the next 15-20 minutes, that wouldn't be a bad image to take. I mean, it actually is pretty nice. Or if we could get a deer or something to come out into into the stream or near the stream, that would be even better. But not necessarily going to happen this morning. But certainly don't be afraid to just, if you got a subject in mind, like I came out here really planning on shooting this covered bridge, don't think for a second that you can't look around and find other things to shoot. I mean, even if you look over here just across the river, I mean, you can see the ice and everything. You can see the river going through. There are some other options here besides, necessarily what I came out here to shoot. Don't be afraid to look for those things. Don't be afraid to look around. That's actually, a lot of times, I think I did a video on this a long time ago. You come to shoot one thing and you find the better image is something you weren't thinking about. That happens a lot. All right, so don't discount that. Make sure you're looking for that. Make sure you're out looking around, trying to find that better image. All right. I think I'm going to take in the video here. I want to thank everybody for coming along. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love to get a lot more interaction going. We don't seem to have a lot. Don't know if it's because my videos are boring or if I'm missing out on something. Leave a comment telling me what you think I should do differently. I'm all right with that. I mean, I'm looking for some interaction. I love the comments, good and bad, but I do appreciate everybody taking the time, to watch my videos and to subscribe. So don't forget, again, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when the next video is out. I try to get them out as often as I can. Sorry about that. It's hard when you work a full-time job and you got to get up early on a weekend morning to try to find something to shoot, but certainly, I enjoy doing it. Again, I've said this many times. I always say it at the end of every video, and I'm going to continue to say it. Just get up, get out, get outside and enjoy life. Life's way too short. Make sure you take advantage of every moment, to just do things that you enjoy, things that you love, spend time doing things that bring a smile to your face. Thanks for coming along, everybody. Till the next one. See you again. Thanks very much.